And then Myles Garrett. Okay, I know a little more about this than I'm allowed to talk about. But Myles Garrett, talking about staying in Cleveland, didn't want to stay in Cleveland. Now, let's go back to when he had his statement during the Super Bowl. As a kid dreaming of the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl, and my goal fuels me today more than ever. I've loved calling this city my home. My desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It's always been to compete and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I've requested to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. Whoa. Okay. And once again, I got to be careful in what I'm going to tell you, but spent 20 minutes with somebody yesterday, and because I was like, boy, that was a big turnaround. Well, Cleveland wasn't fielding trade offers, or they didn't get blown away by anybody. And I think what happened is Myles Garrett's representatives probably said, hey, they're not going to trade you. I mean, you can't be the GM who signs Deshaun Watson and then trades away Myles Garrett. Like, that's not good on your resume. I think Cleveland was pretty steadfast. They were not going to trade him. They said they weren't going to trade him. And we thought, well, they have to trade him. I think what happened is it was basically, okay, what can we pay you so you want to stay here? And it got to $40 million. I think that's really what's happening here. Myles Garrett wanted to go someplace else. They didn't get blown away by a deal. And then, therefore, he had to basically say, okay, I'm going to stay, but what are you going to pay me? Because I think he also said, hey, this isn't about being the highest paid player in the league, which I didn't buy, even if he went to someplace else. But I think that's what happened in Cleveland. Once again, I got to be careful in what I'm saying because I got information yesterday that there's more to the story that I'm not allowed to tell you about. I have to wait and let the process kind of play out here. Yes, Pauline.
But the common reaction is, what changed for Myles Garrett? Because they didn't add some star players in the past 2 months to bolster that team and make them more competitive. They're still the Browns. So
he couldn't do anything about it.
Right.
Like I don't think he wanted to stay there. I think that they gave him an offer that will satisfy him, and they were, adamant they weren't going to trade him. I don't know if he goes, yeah, you know what, on second thought, I think we can win it all. I think we can be competitive. I think he's just being honest that I did want to go. I can't go. I'm staying. Now, make me the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. So he can save face as well. Because we'll eventually move on from this. Right now it's like, oh, yeah, great. You said you wanted to be with a contender. Somebody could compete for a Super Bowl. Cleveland's roster hasn't really changed that much. That's what I was told. That Myles did want to leave. They were not going to trade him. They were not blown away. And then I think both parties, how do we make this work moving forward? And that's how he ended up at $40 million.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.